Hi guys, welcome back to another video of Edgewood channel. So today's topic is from veterinary pharmacology and toxicology, and the topic is from the last unit, that is veterinary toxicology, unit 6. So the topic is N2 poisoning. So we are all familiar with N2. N2 is a chemical compound which is used as rodenticide. So the full form of N2 is alpha naphthyl So subscribe this channel and hit the bell icon for more updates. So we have seen that N2 is dangerous for human beings and for animals and for every animals. So we are using N2 in field to control the rodents, which will be a burden to our field economics. So this is the chemical structure of alpha naphthyl N2. So, alpha-naphthyl is a colorless, odorless, crystalline powder which is mainly exclusively used as rodenticide. So, technical product is actually a gray powder and its chemical formula you can see it's C11H10N2S with molecular weight. Yeah, you can see all those things and all. So, N2 has other several names in case of brand name and mainly Alrato, Anturat, Bantu, Dirax, Chrysid, Rat2 and Ratac, etc. So what is the toxicology mechanism of N2? So it interferes with effective uptake of oxygen from the pulmonary alveoli. So oxygen transport will be blocked. How it is blocked? Actually, they will be producing massive edema of the lungs due to increased capillary permeability. So what they are producing? They will be producing increased capillary permeability that will lead to massive pulmonary edema that will block the effective uptake of oxygen from the pulmonary alveoli. So N2 will be undergoing metabolism by microsomal mixed function oxidases releasing atomic sulfur. Atomic sulfur will be damaging the endothelium of alveolar capillaries. Whenever the endothelial cells of alveolar capillaries are damaged, what happens? Leakage of fluid into alveoli or the airways occurs. In pulmonary edema will be occurring and that will lead to pneumothorax. So what happens? This leads to formation of even froth. Then oxygen mixes with or the air mixes with these gas bubbles and all and some liquids and all. They will be forming froth that will further block the air passage and virtually the animals drawn in its own airways. That is the common term associated with N2 poisoning. Animals drawn in its own airways due to pulmonary edema and massive pulmonary edema. So this is actually the structure of this alveoli and all. You can just look these things. You can see this is the alveolar sac, alveoli, this is the alveolar duct. And this will be completely filled with frothy fluid and all, which is actually due to the released sulfur atom will be attacking the endothelial cells. So clinical signs will be mainly vomiting will be there. Whenever this N2 is attracted to the gastric area, local gastric irritation will lead to further vomiting. Moist rails will be there, cyanosis will be there, respiratory weakness will be there, ataxia will be there, subnormal temperature, rapid and weak pulse will be there. So the mechanism of action is very clear. So in the lungs, they will be releasing sulfur atom which will be attacking endothelial cells that will lead to pleural effusion, pulmonary edema and drastic pulmonary edema. So whenever they are taken inside the GI tract, they will be attacking the gastric mucosa and they will be producing ulcers and erosion. So this results in anorexia and respiratory failure and finally death. So important points is actually N2 can produce hyperglycemia of 3 times normal in 3 hours. So you can just see the blood value and all. So you will be underestimating this hyperglycemia, but it's a very common cause of death also. So hyperglycemic problems will be there. So chronic sublethal exposure to N2 may cause enlarged thyroid gland problems, that is goiter and all. Chronic sublethal, that means it means timely and sublethal doses, and it will interfere with normal thyroid function. Diagnosis of N2 poisoning is based on the evidence of rodenticide exposure, clinical signs, lung and liver damages, and chemical confirmation. Antu can be qualified using HPLC. So treatment, first of all, we have to go for gastric lavage if possible. Then for excess bronchiosecretion, we have to control that. So we can go for atropine. So anticholinergic action, the bronchus and the airway will be cleared. So osmotic diuretics can be used to control the excess edema. So and keep the head inclined to the lungs, and you should maintain proper airway. If at all proper airway is maintained, means we can treat and use gastric lavage and all. So an adrenoceptor antagonist can be used to dilate pulmonary vessels. There is no specific antidote actually. So treatment relies upon systematic and supportive measures. So induce vomiting if patient is not showing convulsions and seizures, then most of the anti will be coming outside via vomiting and all. So decontamination procedure involves administration of activated charcoal. Activated charcoal is the universal antidote. Thank you.